Despite being fixed, the president's signature law continues to create chaos for millions of Americans. And it's only the beginning. Obamacare is more than just a website, and fixing the way we sign up doesn't fix the problem with the law itself. With me, Executive Director of the American Center for Law and Justice, Jordan Sekulow, and practicing physician, Dr. Nina Radcliffe. Welcome to both of you. I'm going to start with you, Dr. Radcliffe. We can't keep our doctors, and now it appears that there may even be a shortage of doctors going forward with the additional people being added on?
Yes, this is a catastrophe that's just waiting to happen. At this time, we have a shortage of 20,000 physicians, mostly in primary care. Let's fast forward this a few years from now. We're estimated to have a shortage of over 100,000 physicians.
So wait a minute, doctor, excuse me. You say that right now we have a shortage of 20,000?
Correct, and mostly in the primary care field.
All right, and so going forward, how are we going to cover the additional, what is it, 12, 15 million people that they're adding?
Correct, and this is a fairy tale waiting to happen. You have to remember, a doctor's training takes over a decade. We cannot snap our fingers. We cannot just wish we have more physicians. We need to start now. So this catastrophe that is waiting to happen will be a catastrophe that is happening.
Jordan, let me ask you this. I mean, is there any,
Sure.
and you're very familiar with the law. I mean, you're taking it
Right.
up to the, trying to get it up to the United States Supreme Court. But
Sure.
was there ever a plan to, you know, create incentives for young people to go to medical school?
Well, that's one of the biggest problems, Judge, I think, and the doctor just said, the incentives. What are the incentives for young people to join immediately and pay these fees that they'd never have to pay before, which are so necessary, and the process is so difficult? We're all still assuming right now that that's something that works. I mean, the Maryland, as Fox News just reported, the person in charge of Maryland's exchange, one of the 16 states that actually tried to do one on their own, just resigned. So we're actually starting to see people quit running these state exchanges because they're done so poorly. What are the incentives for the young people that the system needs to even try and function economically? And as the doctor said, people know they're not only they're losing the doctors they want to see, they're no longer able to get to them. And on top of that, we don't have enough doctors. So we've got the legal challenges, by the way, Judge, which are not done. And I want to make sure people know that there are a number of different challenges. One that's going to be heard by the Supreme Court likely in March, and the briefs are due. Our brief will be due in January.
All right, and Dr. Radcliffe, back to you. You know, I've been talking about Maria Silva, stage 4 terminal cancer patient, and she lost her insurance, and they won't give her chemo now. How many people do you think are like that in this country right now, and what do we do for them?
Well, right now, 3.5 million people receive pink slips in the mail. We don't know what is exactly going to happen. Obama said that we're going to kick this down the road about a year from now. So people are on the website looking to see if they have a better plan, and what they're finding is that's not the case. They may not be able to keep their doctors. They may not be able to keep the hospitals that they're at.
But doctor, you forget about keeping your doctor, which is clearly a problem if you've got stage 4 breast cancer.
Absolutely.
But what about the fact that she can't even go to a doctor now because she has no insurance? She can't get on the website. She's trying to find a navigator. I mean, what does she do?
Well, this is an experiment that's gone terribly awry, and the problem is that people like her have become the guinea pigs, as well as the taxpayers. We've become guinea pigs because of this poor planning. They never got their ducks in a row. They don't even know what the ducks are to get them in the same room to figure out how we are going to manage this whole program.
Well, how would you manage it, doctor? What would you do?
I think we need to start from scratch. I think the concept of having health care for everybody is a fabulous idea, but how to do it, this is not the way. This has not worked right. We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. The website has not functioned well. Just Friday, they showed that 25% of those who've enrolled didn't actually complete the enrollment process because there were errors in it. This has been a catastrophe.
And it's even worse because those 25 think they have coverage, but they don't.
Well,
and they don't even know
Judge,
that they may not have it. Jordan?
You know, I hold up my insurance card. I say, you know, how many people come January 1st won't be able to do that anymore? That's one key statistic I think we all need to be watching. Will more people have lost insurance than gotten insurance because of Obamacare?
Exactly. And very quickly, Jordan, what would you have happen to this law as you try to get to the Supreme Court?
Well, I think we're trying to protect the conscious rights, the religious freedom rights that are ingrained in our Constitution. And the Supreme Court's going to be hearing that likely in March, so we'll get an opinion in June. There's other challenges to the provisions of the law, because the law said clearly you don't get any of the subsidies, thus you wouldn't be penalized if it's not a state exchange. So will the letter of the law stand? And there's a D.C. judge, a federal court judge, who's going to at least hear the argument come February. So legal challenges are coming ahead. And you just had Dr. Ben Carson on, he's a good friend of ours. I'd like to have Ben Carson write the medical plan, the health care plan for America. And I think we'd all be, from the poor to the rich, much better off.
All right, Jordan Sekelau, Dr. Nina Radcliffe, thanks so much for being with us this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, and coming up, the one and only Ben Stein is here to tell us why Republicans need to stop trying to get rid of Obamacare and figure out a way to fix it.